Good evening to all. Kekda?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. This page, wait a minute. This page is visible, no? The timeline and source of history.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today the two chapters about more interesting one. Actually, last three chapters we had discussed about geography and some natural vegetation portion. Okay, from the same 6th standard. And today the 4th and 5th chapter is about the history, the foundation or the beginning of history, how the timelines are fixed, and what's the next civilization started in and around the globe. So this is what we will learn today. So from geography to we are going to shift into history. Okay, and as I said, every class you just learn this subject from the 6th standard students mentality. ஏன்னா கான்செப்ட்லாம் அவ்வளோ பெருசா இருக்காது. Once again you are recollecting or recalling what already you are studied in the childhood stage. Another one point, the previous NCERT what you have studied already and the new NCERT has somewhat differentiate from each other. Okay, so okay, let us start now. So as usual, every chapter start with some of the quote of different authors or eminent persons in the history. So here it is, the definition goes like this: history is an unending dialogue between the present and the past, between the society of today and society of yesterday, and we can fully understand the present only in the light of the past. Actually, in this point you can write many things. This point is important. What you can discuss about yourself. We can fully understand the present only in the light of the past. Okay, so you can critically examine, or you can use the same statement in your own personal life also, how you are understanding your personal life of today without knowing your past and with knowing your past, like that. And how we are going to understand the current political situation of India, or the geopolitical situation at present, and how we can analyze the present situation without knowing the past and with the knowledge about the past. So which one is easy to give the answer, or easy to analyze the situation of the today's? Okay, so this statement you can take it for a different reason, our personal life and India's nature and geopolitical things which are going on nowadays. Okay, அதுக்கு we can யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஈவன் யூபிஎஸ்சி பொறுத்த அளவில் இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்து எஸ்ஏ எழுத வச்சாலும் ஆச்சரியப்படுறதுக்கு இல்லை. எஸ்ஏ ஆர் சம் எனி ஜிஎஸ் கொஸ்டின்ஸ். ஓகே, so now come to this page. So here this diagram talks about from the beginning to till the age. Okay, so the formation of earth. Okay, so formation of earth around 4.5 billion year ago. This is what they have mentioned. This is a billion. Even the color combination they have mentioned, this colors are billion, and this dark blues are a million years, and the present age years ago. Okay, so you go overlook what had happened. The first cell took place in the amoeba, then atmospheric oxygen taken place around 2.33 billion year ago, then bacteria formation, then sponges and fungi formation, then coral reef formations. Okay, then fish and vertebrate formation around 500 million year ago, then insects and amphibians, then shark, then reptiles and dinosaurs around 300 billion year ago, million year ago, then birds, then mammals. Okay, then here the Homo sapiens, what we are now, that's around 3 lakhs year before. Okay, and around 6,500 before now. From now, the writing took place. Okay, in India, the writing took place around 2,500 year ago, which means BCE, before Common Era. Okay, from now means around 4,500 years ago. The Harappan civilization, they had a written knowledge they had. Okay, this is what the overall the timeline where it starts and where it ends now at present. Okay, so that is why some of the timeline has a few important stages in the evolution of life of Earth. இப்போ இதே the stage in geography we will study in different name. Okay, when you are in going for the introduction about geography, the different periods are there, like Pleistocene period and dinosaurs. That's some other periods are there. So that we will study in era, epoch, like that in large scale we will study. So we will learn once again when we were in the geography portion. So now some new terms they have given. Exam point of view, this is not that much important, but as a UPSC, the aspirants point of view, we must differentiate about these fellows. Okay, archaeologists we know very well. Okay, they used to study the past. How they used to study the past? By digging up the remains of the people, plants, animals left behind, some tools, pots, beads, and figurine toys, bones, and teeth of animals and humans. Okay, burnt grains, part of the house or bricks among. So these, okay, so the அதாவது தோண்டி எடுத்து அகழ்வாராய்ச்சின்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல. Okay, excavation. So by through excavation, analyzing or studying the past material. Okay, so that is done by the archaeologist. Then anthropologist is related to human being. So this study of the human societies and culture from the oldest time to the present one. Then this one, paleontologist. Okay, paleo means old. Paleo means old. So study of the remains of plants and animals given from the millions of years ago in the form of fossil form. Okay, fossil definition they have given. The impression of footprints or part of the plants or part of the animals that are found preserved within layers of soil or rock. Some of the YouTube or some Instagram you might have seen. Okay, some the paleontologist, they took the stone and they will cut into two pieces. Inside some animals will be preserved. Okay, millions or billions of years ago. Okay, that is called fossils. Then geologist, geo means earth. Okay, the study of physical features of the earth, that is geologist, like about the soil, about the stone and hill, how the mountains are formed. Okay, how the river beds are having actual its course. So these things are studied by the geologists. See that these are the different peoples. So now how is time measured in history? History la the time eppadi measure pandranga. So minor event to major event. So major events such as the birth of important person or the start of the rulers reigns. Okay, and often mark the beginning of new era. Okay, but at present the Gregorian calendar is commonly used worldwide. So before enter into here, you must know what about the Gregorian calendar. So some of the basic history class already I have taken in your offline classes. So where I have given introduction. So Gregorian is one of the pope, the Roman Catholic pope. Okay, he introduced a calendar called Gregorian calendar. Okay, in that he took the reference point, that is the Christ, birth of Christ. The birth of Christ. That he took. So after birth of Christ or before birth of Christ, he divided the entire calendar into two. So BC, before Christ is the BC, and after Christ he did AD. Okay, so in Latin AD means Anno Domini. Anno Domini. The meaning of this anno domini is in the year of Lord. In the year of Lord. Okay, so he took 0 as the reference. From the reference, he prepared the calendar. So from 1, 0, this is 0, then first, second, third, like that. So now around here, now year in 2026, you can write AD or CE. So here is the BC or BCE. Okay, so why they introduce another one new word like BC or CE or BCE? So here the E represent era. Okay, so common era. Common era. So this is before common era. Okay, so hereafter we will the entire book or other books, they used to mention the CE or BC, not AD. The reason is AD is giving a religious color. Okay, and that is why easy to understand the time scale of the history. The historians, they decided to use either CE or BCE. Either CE or BCE. So common era or before common era. Okay, so this is what here come. So in the west means European side. The conventional year of Jesus Christ's birth has generally been taken to be the start point of this calendar. So years are counted forward from this point marked as AD. Okay, so the abbreviation for the Latin phrase refers to the year after Jesus' birth. So, however, now it is called as common era. CE. So, for example, 1947, we can write either 1947 AD or 1947 CE, common era. But officially, now we are writing a 1947 CE, common era or before common era. Similarly, the years before the conventional date for the birth of Jesus counted backward. And only either BC means before Christ, or instead of BC, and historians they start writing before common era. It's a BCE. Okay, this is what to be. So what about the Gregorian calendar? You just read this one. The calendar now used the world all over the world. This calendar is having 12 months and 365 days, and the leap year every 4 years. Okay, and century years are 1800, 1900, or the leap years. Okay, this is what the Gregorian calendars, about the Gregorian calendars. And so this is another one timeline of some main events. This one. Okay, I have talked, these are all BC, before common era. Around 14,000 years ago, around 40,000 before common era. Okay, the first example of rock art happens in the world. Okay, so that is in the some one you can write a spelling. I will write here. The first rock art took place in a cave called Hand Tencel. Okay, this is in the Inunda Island. Okay, but here they have mentioned around 40,000 before common era, but actually the age is around 67,800 years ago. The human being, they have drawn the rock, art was drawn on the rock. Okay, and come down. Some of the such calculations here they mention. So in the Gregorian calendar, there is no year 0. Simply it start from year 1 C, common era. So that is why if you are comparing with the Gregorian calendar and common era calendar, they asked you to see suppose Buddha birth or Buddha age kekranga, suppose we are now in the year of 2024, then the Buddha was born 560 BCE. Okay, Buddha born 560 BCE. Okay, and along with and 2024 minus 1, BC means you are to minus 1, CE means plus 1 compared to Gregorian calendar. Then you can calculate, we will get the actual or exact year is 2583 year ago, just for your knowledge. Okay, so this is what some overall timeline they have given, some important event. So the end of the last ice age around 12,000 before common era. Then first human settlement, that means after the invention of agriculture around 8000 BCE. And the pottery making in Indian subcontinent, this one. And the world first cities in Mesopotamia. Okay, so the Meso means between, and Potamia means between two rivers. Okay, once again we will study about Mesopotamia and Egyptian civilization and Harappan civilization. Okay, where the civilization took place between two rivers. Okay, Euphrates and Tigris. Euphrates and Tigris, between two rivers. Then birth of Buddha around 600 BCE. Then Ashoka, and we in 2000 C common era, that we are here 2000 and we are in 2026. This was one timeline how we are. So CE, so this is birth of Jesus. So backward direction, this is BCE, and forward direction, that is C common era. So previously it was called AD and Domini. Okay, so this is a very basic one. And these are the very basic, you know very well about what is century. Okay, 21st century, 19th century, the century word use பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல. Okay, now we are in the 21st century. அப்ப 21st century na, it runs from 2001 ல இருந்து 2021 2100 வரைக்கும், 21st century. Okay, so definition, it any period of 100 years. Okay, that is a century. Then another one word we know, millennium. Okay, every 1000 years are calculated as a millennium. Okay, these are very basic. Then another one, we had a Panchanga in our Hindu calendar, and the source of history. This is overall, they include everything, how this history has been analyzed, studied, and what are the different sources are supporting to learn our past histories. So oral sources, archaeological sources. So archaeological sources gives the structure or monuments or mounds. Example, we can give Harappa or Kiladi. Then foreign accounts, which means the travelers, like in the ancient time, Megasthenes. Example, Megasthenes we will study in the ancient India. Megasthenes, Phagian, Sangu. So these are the foreign travelers. They gave some idea about Indian. Then artistic resources, the painting, cave painting or sculptures. Okay, then excavations. Okay, excavations from the habitation, from the burial ground, and the excavation about the potteries and toys and these things, weapons, everything. And Indian literature, it starts from the Vedas and Itigas or Puranas, then poems, historical texts, then collection of stories, and the scientific and technological texts. So these are the various sources to know about our past or history. either in India or other countries' history. Also, similar diagrams can be used. And these are all very simple. Historians, such important point related to exam. So you can just read and you can move on. And here some exercise they are given. So come to this point, the beginning of human history. So modern humans are Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens are Homo erectans. Okay, so have walked the planet for about 3 lakh years before. Okay, this appears to be the very long time, yet it is only fraction of Earth's history. So even when we are studying about the history once again in the history class, the offline class, we will divide the entire ancient history into two: the proto-history and actual history. So before proto-history, so without evidence, again we will divide the entire history into three: Paleolithic, and Mesolithic and Neolithic, which means Paleo means old, elder I said. Lithic means stone, so old Stone Age, and middle Stone Age and new Stone Age. Okay, before written evidence, we do not have the proper evidence to know about the history. Only two evidence we have. One is stone, another one is cave painting. Okay, so based on this evidence, even we can start our Indian history around 10 lakh year before. 10 lakh BCE. So one of the oldest civilization in Chennai, one example I can say the Pallava. Pallava is the Paleolithic stone period, which means Pallava human beings were there. They used stone and okay. So this is one of the evidence by using the Stone Age, by using the stone where people used particular that period. Okay, so this is what here they have given 3 lakhs year before walk the planet. Okay, and wait. Come to the previous diagram. The first one. 10 lakh means pre-measure, which means before Homo sapien, Homo erectans. So the Pallavaram case is about Homo erectans. Erectan means appadam elundu ninna, that is before the cognitive skills are being developed. Adukappadam Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens is similar to the ape community. Okay, so little correction is there, what I mentioned. So now, then the first crop about the human being. So over the long time, the Earth climate has many changes. So in the beginning, it was very cold. Okay, that time we call it the ice age. The later the climate warmed up, so ice partially melted. Okay, so the water bodies got much more water, so existing rivers and drained into ocean. So the ice age lasted from 1 lakh year to around 12,000 year ago. So adukapram the human settlement started. The human once from in the beginning they had they were in the hunting and gathering. So afterwards they settled and they started agriculture. Okay, so after that again they have gone for the society and state formation, like that it was going on. This is what they mentioned here. Think about it, both of it, these are, leave it. And these are how the human started the evolution. First the warfare community, then once the iron age, once the people start inventing the iron. Okay, iron usage vandadukku appuram they started the making of weapons. Okay, so then they cleared the forest. and again the agriculture activities flourished. So that everything will study in the civilization chapter. This is what how they got. So actually this chapter ends here. This was all about. So this chapter is very basic about how the histories are being measured. The timeline, about the timeline only. So we will move to the next chapter. This is the main chapter. This is an exam point of view. The more points are there in this chapter. Okay, so you can start making notes to this chapter. This is visible now after changing the page. Terida?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, once again, telling this is a important one. So many points you have to write. Even you can write during the class, or after that also you can make notes. So here also it starts from in India at very early time, the spiritual and cultural unity was made complete and become the very stuff of the life of all its great surge of humanity between the Himalaya and the two seas. Again, similar same thing we had studied in the previous chapters. Wait. Okay, so this was said by the Arabindo. Write some of the point about who is he, because this Arabindo Pati we will study in the modern India. Modern India. So again, but you can write some of the point about him. He born in Calcutta, just for your knowledge, and he also cleared the most prestigious Indian civil service exams, written exam he cleared. But the interview he did not go there because he was asked to serve under the British, so he doesn't want to continue. Okay, then so he's the first. This is the important point. The first nationalist leader who introduced or proposed Swaraj model of the Swaraj model of the political system. Swaraj model. Swaraj means a complete autonomy. Okay, so the first Swaraj method or Swaraj model was proposed by Sir Aurobindo. Okay, and he is the editor of the newspaper Bande Mataram. Editor of the newspaper Bande Mataram, and he was arrested in 1908 in the Alipur murder case. Oh, sorry, Alipur bomb case. In detail, we'll study in the modern India. And he founded Aurobindo Ashram in Pondicherry, Puducherry. Okay, so these are basic points. This is sufficient in at this level. So we will move on to the chapter. So look at this map. Okay, this is Hindu Kush range, and this is Himalaya range, and this is the 7 rivers. Okay, the tributaries of river Indus, and here one river it is mentioned, river Saraswati. Now it is not exist. Okay, so then Champal river, then Yamuna and Ganga and Brahmaputra and Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Narmada and Tapi. These are all west flowing river. These are all east flowing river. And our Kaveri. Okay, so this is called a physical map. And the first class I said, now physical map means the map which contains all the physical features of particular country or particular terrain, like rivers and hills and plateaus, these things. Okay, and a political map means it will be having the borders of the state and the countries. So today in India, we know as a modern nation with a defined border and state name and population, everything is there. But 500 years ago or 2000 years ago or even 5000 years ago, the entire India was called in different name. Okay, India has a different name and shifting boundaries. This is what we will study in this chapter. So how Indians named India? Instead of Indians, we can write in different how India was named. Okay, so first time in the Rig Veda. Okay, it is one of the ancient text. Rig Veda time period is around 1000 to 1500 to 1500 to 600 BCE. இன்னிலிருந்து ஒரு 3500 years before. Okay, in that Rig Veda, the entire region, now what we are living, in our India, was called in the name Sapta Sindhva. Okay, Sapta Sindhva. Sapta Sindhva means the land of 7 rivers. Okay, listen carefully. Several thousand years ago, around 3000 years ago, the Rig Veda talks about India in the name of Sapta Sindhava, which means the land of 7 rivers. The word Sindhava comes from Sindhu. In the Sindhu, other reference to the Indus River. So, okay, at the time to the river in general. Adukapram. So moving on time, we see the name for other part of the India appearances. The Mahabharata we know. It's also one of the ancient text. So in that text, some of the names were mentioned like Kashmira. Kashmira is nowadays the Kashmir. Kurukshetra, it's in Haryana today. Then Vanga, it's a part of Bengal. And Prajodhisha, today's Assam, it was mentioned in the Mahabharata. And Kachcha, it was mentioned in Mahabharata, that is today's Kutch. And Kerala, now also it is today Kerala. So these are some of the words which were mentioned around 3000 or 4000 years ago in the Mahabharata. So one of the ancient text. So now, but when do we come across the names of the entire Indian subcontinent? Motta India, okay, the subcontinent got the name. So again, they took the reference from the Mahabharata. So where in the term Bharatavarsha, and 2 words are there in the Mahabharata. One is the Bharatavarsha and Jambudvipa. Bharatavarsha, Jambudvipa. The Jambudvipa na the land of Jambu trees. It's the land of Jambu trees. Okay, so the first term Bharatavarsha clearly extends to the entire subcontinent. And the meaning of this Bharatavarsha means the country of the Bharatas. Okay, that is like this Bharata is appeared in the Rig Veda. So this we took, and several kings were take the name of Bharata. Okay, and second term. So 2 terms we got from the Mahabharata. One is Bharatavarsha, another is Jambudvipa. And from that Bharatavarsha, many kings they adopted the word Bharata. And another word, the Jambudvipa, means the island of the fruit of jamun tree. Okay, and another one common tree, it is native to the jambul tree or Malabar plum tree, etc. And so because of these identification, and Indian subcontinent got the name Bharata, and that name we adopted into our constitution in Article 1. India, that is Bharat. Like that, the constitution will start. That is Bharat. Okay, and okay, Bharat is the word from where it came, that we got to know. So how the India, the word came from? So another one given here. So in fact, we get a good clue from the Indian emperor like Ashoka. Okay, he also used in many inscription about the similar word, the Bharata. And these are look at the map, these are the various names which took place in the Mahabharata text. See, the map of few regions listed in the Mahabharata. Many of them also mention the text of kingdoms. So exam point of view, you read every places and we should know how to relate it with the current name. Cambodia, it is still there, and Gandhara, okay, and Suvaira, Vashika, and Ampasta, and Sivi, Anatha. Okay, so once again, you read once all the name of the places. And the Kerala, it remained Kerala, and Pandya and Cholas were there in the and Dravida, okay, and Kishinkintya. Okay. So you read all the name, you read once, and Dakshina, Kosala, okay. Then the name Jambudiva to describe the whole of India, which at the in which at the time include, which is today Bangladesh, Pakistan, and well part of the Afghanistan. So Jambudiva means not only the India during those period, it include Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. After the partition only, we had Bangladesh and Pakistan separately. Before that, if you when we are studying about the Mauryan dynasty or Ashokan dynasty and other Gupta dynasty, entire India means Jambudiva means entire including Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Okay, and this is what the evidence they have mentioned here, from where the Bharat name came from. Okay, this is taken from the Vishnu Purana. Around 18 Puranas there, Vishnu, Vayu, and Ganda, Garuda Purana, with like that, around 18 Puranas are there. So one of the Purana, Vishnu Purana, talks about this Bharatam. Okay, and you can read like in Vishnu Uttram. Uttram means north of. Okay, Uttram means north of. This is Uttram. Okay, Yat, that which. This is Sanskrit word. And Samudrasya. Samudrasya means to seas, the oceans. Oceans. And Himadrasya, which means Himalaya. Okay, the snowy mountain. Snow mountain, it talks about Himalaya. And Dakshinam. Dakshina means Dakshin. This is south. So north of and south of. Okay. Then Varsham. Varsham means a country. So a country between a north of Himalaya and the south. Okay. That means that in Sanskrit. Bharadam Nama. So so that is called Bharadam. That's what Bharata. In Tamil also we used to call, right, Bharadam. This is what the evidence that they have shown here. Okay. Okay. Now, so how India got the name Bharat. So here, how our country got the name India. Okay, this is the second half. We will learn from where it got the name. So now, so listen. So directly come. The foreigners, they named India from different sources. The first one who named India by the Persian. Okay, around the 6th century BCE, before Common Era, they named India, but they took the name from the reference of the river Sindhu. Okay, so from the Sindhu river, the Persian referred India as Hind or Hindu or Hindu. Okay, in the Persian letter, the Hindu is from the language of Sindhu, they adopted the land of 7 rivers are called Hindu. Okay, so that is why the ancient Persian, they adopted the term Hindu for the geographical term, not Hindu religion. Okay, now நம்ம சொல்றோம்ல Hinduன்னு சொல்றோம்ல, Hindu is not a religion at all. From the Persian point of view, from the ancient Persian point of view, Hindu is a land. Okay, land which belongs to or behind the land of 7 river, that is Sindhu. Okay, so in the Hindu India name eppadi vandu appadina, this is what Based on the Persian source, the ancient Greeks named the region Indoi or Indai. இதுல இருந்து ஏன்னா the Greek letterல வந்து there is no letter called H in word கிடையாது. Okay, so அதனால they dropped the initial letter H of Hindu. அதனால எங்கெல்லாம் ஹிந்து வருதோ they made it Hindu. So Sindhu become Hindu, Hindu become Indo or Indic. So அதுல இருந்து வந்ததுதான் India. Then later on some foreign travelers they started to call India. And the Chinese travelers, the ancient Chinese, they mentioned the same land like Hindu or Hindu. Instead of H they mentioned Y. So these word also originally comes from the Sindhu. Okay, so this is the route where the India name took place. Sindhu, Hindu, and one more Iranian text is there. Sapta Sindhu. There we mention Hapta Hindu. Okay, so instead of years they had a H. So in the Iranian text talks about the land beyond Sindh river is Hindu. Okay, and from the Hindu in the Persian literature they started write Hindu, because in the Persian, in the Greek letter there is no letter called H. So instead of H they started to mention the land beyond the Indus river Hindu. And இதுல இருந்து மறுவி வந்ததா India. Okay, this is what the article 1. India, that is Bharat, shall be the union of state. Like that the article 1 goes on. We have adopted two names. One is Bharat or Hindu, anything we can use. And Zhuangxiang, a Chinese traveler, he reached to India in the 7th century Common Era, that is 0 Kapram. He visited many parts of the India, met scholars and Buddhistic. Okay, and these are one of the additional information they got given. Then another Chinese word also derived from Sindhu, that is Tiangsu. But this word could also be understood as heavenly master. So now other than the Hindustan. So here on table they have mentioned how the Greek letter, Latin, and Chinese, how the English they called India, in French they called Indi. Okay, these are the some. Okay, so in this chapter we learned how India and how Bharat name and how it got origin from various texts. Okay, and one more point you mentioned here. Here 7 rivers are there. Ravi. இதுல ஒரு சின்னதா நோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. The Sanskrit name, அதாவது இந்த textல வந்து what other name of Ravi river. Okay, that is Parushini. Okay, இது மீனிங் என்னன்னா பரு அப்படின்னா நாட் முடிச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம், நாட் ஆர் ஜாயிண்ட் இன் சான்ஸ்கிரிட். ஓகே, அந்த நேம் ஏன் அப்படின்னா வேர் இஸ் ரிவர் ராவி, here it is river ராவி. ஸோ இதோட போக்கு வந்து இந்த நாட் போட்டு இண்டஸ் ரிவர்ல ஜாயின் பண்ற மாதிரி, அதனால they called it Parushini. Okay, and another river we can call Jhelum. Vitasta. So Vitasta means the widespread or stretching out. The meaning widespread. பறந்து விரிந்தன்னு சொல்லல, வைட் ஸ்ப்ரெட், இது வித்தியாசம். தென் ஜீலம், ராவி, தென் பியாஸ். பியாஸ் வந்து விபாசா. Okay. Vina in Sanskrit, vi. Vina without. Pasha means freedom. Bhasha means that is language, moli. Okay. So without Vina without our freedom. எதுமே இல்ல. Bhasha means a bend. அப்படின்னா without bend straight up ஆயிருது தான் எங்க இருக்கு பியாஸ். Here it is, river Bias. இதுல இருந்து இது tribute is straight it joined here. Okay, and அதுக்கு மேல river Satluj. சத்லஜ்க்கு another name Sutrudi. SUTUDRI. Sutrudi means இதுக்கு மீனிங் என்ன அப்படின்னா running swiftly, running very fast. Okay, எல்லாம் வந்துருச்சா? 1 2 3 4 Chenab. Chenab Asikni. The meaning is the dark one. Asikni means the dark one. ஏன்னா அந்த ancient timeல the ancient people or Vedic people they observed this river is somewhat dark in color, the dark one. So அதனால they named it is Asikni. Okay, and another last one river is Saraswati, but Saraswati is not to exist now. That is why here they did not have mentioned anything. Okay, and but in the next chapter we will study about the Saraswati river. They got recently, some of the archaeologists, they got traced the Saraswati rivers, the evidence of Saraswati river. Okay, so exam point of view, this is important. You ஏன் சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா 2026, yes, day before yesterday in the prelims they asked the match the following, which of the rivers are not matched in incorrect matches or correct match they asked. அதுல ஒரு சைடு the river name இருந்து actual river name, river Ravi or Satluj. Okay, another காலத்துல வந்து the Sanskrit name of or Vedic textல how these rivers were called. அதுதான் இருக்கு. So one of the question took place in the current UPSC prelim. அதனால இதை ஒருக்க நோட் பண்ணிங்க. Once again we will study in the when we are studying about the Indus Valley civilization, where we will once again we will write this one. Okay, அப்போ உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் ஈஸியா இருக்கும். This is what. சரி, இதுல ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்கா? I think this is sufficient. ஏன்னா next chapter somewhat a big one. The next chapter onwards we will move directly into the actual history, like Harappan civilization. இதுல ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தா கேளுங்க. Otherwise we can wind up now. So actually I forgot to upload the PDF, so now I will upload it, all the 4 chapter. Those who are not taking the notes, you take the notes wherever I have highlighted the points. ஏன்னா ஏற்கனவே நான் சொன்னதான் மறுபடியும் ஒருக்கா என்சிஆர்டி எடுத்து படிக்கணுங்கிறதுக்கு வச்சுக்காங்க. ஏன்னா என்சிஆர்டி மீன்ஸ் இப்ப எப்படி போகுதுன்னா we had 2 NCERTs. Old NCERT is also there, now new NCERT is also there. Okay, nobody can give the clear cut way. You no need to refer anything from the old NCERT. Only you have to study from the new NCERT. That we cannot say, because how the UPSC is going to frame the question paper based on the NCERT. Okay, so both are from the centralized central body. So we cannot skip this NCERT is okay and old NCERT is no need to study anything. Not like this. So if you are thorough with the new NCERT and all the notes are ready at your hand, then no need to spend much more time once again to prepare the notes from the new NCERT, and no need to buy new books related to NCERT compendium or NCERT summary. No need. Already you had a summary now. So 1 or 2 hours it will take. So take the notes from each chapter whenever we are completing the new NCERT. Once we complete the entire new NCERT, then we will start the old NCERT where which topics are not covered in the new NCERT or additional topics, that also we can see. Okay, so we can wind up now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.